Hey, this is Rita Boston. How's everybody doing? Haven't been with you in a minute, but I thought I'd come on today with some things I thought I would like to say. Had an awesome privilege on last night to share some time with a person that is up in age. And this person is just filled with wisdom. And after sitting there and laughing, talking, breaking bread, just having good fellowship, I realized, which I knew, but it just reminded me of what a precious, precious blessing it is to have people who are seniors to share their wisdom with us. It's not that we don't know things, but sometimes we just need those gentle, kind reminders. And when people are instructing you the way they instruct you, they make you want to do it. And when you do it, it makes your life richer. And as I sit there and I listen to this wise person talk, this person is in their late 80s. The compassion, the peacefulness, the wisdom, they just shared it. And I learned and I was reminded, it's not what you say, it's how you say. I was with some friends on Sunday and I said something, and maybe I said it a little too harsh. I hope they still love me. I apologize if I said it too harshly. In fact, they're on here. And if I said it too harshly, please forgive me. And when we apologize to people, sometimes we say if. So I don't want to put the word if. I say, please forgive me. You can do something with the best intention. Everybody's not going to be pleased with it, but you make sure that you give the best of what you're trying to give so that it can be received. And I was just honored. I always love to be around. I've always loved being around older people or babies. I had the awesome privilege of working in a daycare. I had the awesome privilege of working with kindergartners. And I had the awesome privilege of caring for my biological mother. And she was older. The thing that I love about those two very expanded generations is that little people, they tell you the truth. Because they're just honest. They're transparent. They don't know anything else to be. Older people, they feel like I've lived long enough. I'm going to tell you as it TIS is, they used to say. And they just tell you how it really is. But then we people in the middle, sometimes we're not as honest. But when you love people and you want people to be their best, you tell people what they may not want to hear. You could tell me a good thing, but how are you going to tell me? And you know what? I don't have to be on a certain platform to tell you. I can tell you one-on-one. I can tell you when we just chilling somewhere, just having a good time. Because the goal of it is not for me to tell someone else. It's for me to share with you. And when you love somebody and they know that you love them, there's many things you can say and it'll be received. Let's love each other. Let's take what has been imparted into us and given to us and share. Hey, cousin, I see you there. How are you? How are you? Both of my cousins. Hey there. Oh, Mrs. Mason, Mrs. Mason. Hey, Bertha. Hey, my cousin Janet. How are you? I'm glad that you guys came on. But again, like I said, I had the awesome opportunity of spending that time last night with a person of great wisdom. If you know somebody that is older, go spend time with them. Because one thing about spending time with people who are seasoned with life situations, that impartation will go into you and it'll save you the trouble of a lot of experiences. And even though I may have experienced a plethora of things in my life, one thing for sure, there's something that they know that I don't know. And if I would be willing to sit at their feet, if this generation don't learn nothing but how to love other people, how to talk to people when you don't want anything, how to call people and say, hey, I'm calling you today because I love you. Sometimes we think it's the doing of much. Sometimes it's the very small things. Sometimes just a kind word. You know what people probably hate about me the most? A couple of things. Two things I know people might say about me. I talk too much and I hug them too long. I'm guilty. I am so guilty. I'm guilty of those two things. You know why? If I talk to somebody, sometimes I'll see that they're lonely or they're hurting. And some of us, people sometimes with the biggest smiles might be hurting the most. Some people dressed the sharpest might be hurting the most. And then sometimes I'll hug people. And everybody don't like to be hugged. But there are people, the only hug they will get will come from somebody who walks up and hugs them. We can do everything else. But those two things, giving people your time and stopping to take time to give a person a kind word and a hug, human touch. Some people, nobody will touch them. And sometimes we don't want to touch homeless people. Did I say that? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah, I did. God convicted me so tough. This was when I was in the military. I was in California, and a gentleman came in the restaurant. And yes, I'll use the word foul. He had a foul odor. Most homeless people do because they're what? Homeless. They don't have their own personal shower or bathtub, not even a sink. He was foul. And as I sit there with my fellow soldiers, I was eating. God had blessed me to be able to buy what I wanted off the menu. He walked in and he walked through and he walked back through. And I was like, oh, this dude. You know what that guy did? He walked over to my plate, put his finger on my food just like that. Yeah, that's what I did. I was like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Yes, he put his finger on my food. A homeless man. His finger wasn't clean. But guess what? My heart wasn't as clean as it needed to be. Sometimes we can think we're so clean, but sometimes we need to take the time to reflect and ask God, God, wash me over again. Lord, teach me how to love again. There was an old mother, and the old mother used to always say to my husband and I, great work. You're going to have to do a great work. You're going to have to love the unlovable. Now, maybe we're not the only person that she possibly said that to. But that thing went deep, just like that man putting his finger on my food. Sometimes we got to take time to give. I had to learn to give to people that need it. Sometimes we think we should give people what we think they need. Sometimes we got to take the time. It's all about time and timing. And ask God, God, give me what to give to the people I come in contact. There was a book called The Prayer of Jabez. And in the Prayer of Jabez, me and my husband would read it, and every so often we pull it back out. And I say to him, babe, yeah, God give us a Jabez moment. And your Jabez moment may not be what you think it should be. But your Jabez moment is what God trusts you with. We want God to enlarge our territory. And as God enlarges our territory, he enlarges our heart, our capacity to love, our capacity to give our time to people. Our time to people is just not people who look a certain way. And sometimes we get so caught up on that and how people look, how people dress. It's nice to dress. We should dress. Thank God for something to put on our back. But do you not know that most people that are out there on the street, they're really somebody, but they went through so much and they lost so much. And that's the time of life that they're in. But when's the last time you stopped and you said, I don't have any money. Silver and gold have I none, but such as I have I give unto you. You may say, them homeless people don't want me to pray for them. You don't know that. You don't know that. One day I passed down the street. All I had was some fruit. I gave the gentleman the fruit. You know what he did? He immediately ate it. Such as I have, I give unto you. Everybody's not going to give you the same thing. But take the time to see if what they're giving is the best that they can give. Are you giving your best time to people who really need your time? When's the last time you went to visit a senior? When's the last time? Might need to go see somebody in your family. Maybe not even in your family. Go just sit down at their feet and listen to them. It's like walking to a vault. And when you open a vault, there's so much in that vault. And some of the things in the vault may be things that you have. But you know what? In their vault, they might have a piece of cheesecloth that'll help you shine your silver. You know, silver, if it's not polished, it can begin to look so worthless. Worthless. It can look worthless. That doesn't mean that it's worthless. It still has the same value. Homeless people may look worthless, but they just need our time. They need our prayers. They may need our resources. If God don't tell you to give resources, don't give resources. If he don't tell you to pray, don't pray. If he don't tell you to look that way, don't look that way. But take time to hear God and let God remind you of how blessed you are every time. But go visit somebody. Go visit a senior. Allow them to open that vault and share that wealth of knowledge with them. Listen, I got to go. I got to do a webinar for this class. So I tell you what, thank you for coming on. You pray for me, and right where you are, it's still coming. It's been delayed until the month of April. But if you haven't had the opportunity, go over to my page. It's right where you are. Or you can type Rita at rightwhereyouare.org. And it should lead you there. Or you can go on Facebook and just go to Right Where You Are. And just go on there, follow me, and like me. It's going to be on internet. It's going to be on internet. It's an internet radio station, and that's going to be coming. It was supposed to come on the 15th of this month, but they're still working out some stuff because that stuff is going to be aired both on Facebook, and it's going to be aired on YouTube, and it's going to be on the internet. So you'll have a visual and a hearing. If you don't have iTunes, maybe you want to invest in iTunes. I look forward to it, but please keep me lifted in prayer. I want to be humble. I want to be bold, but I want to be humble. I want to be so bold that I'm bold enough to be humble when people walk on me. Know how to lay down and be they mat so they can cross over into humility too. Yeah. I want to love the unlovable. Because you know what? When I wasn't like I am now, and I still need to be better, somebody loved me. I love him because he first loved me, and he loved me into loving him. I thank you for your time, because time is valuable. Keep me lifted in prayer. I love you guys. Have a blessed day right where you are.